Good evening, all of you. So today we see everybody's with a lot of different emotions, predominantly joy, like other academic programs, presentations and small creative, innovative idea. So thank you, Dr. Sumita, for this opportunity. And let me just introduce to you the movie later on. What we are going to also just a brief recap. Then we will proceed with different emotional display. Everybody trying to enact their different emotions. Okay. So this movie is actually Inside Out 2. This is released in August 20, and it has came to the online platform later on. And the director is Kelsey Mann, and he's also basically is known as an American film director and a storyboard artist. Then his producer is Mark Nelson, and the screenwriter is Mike Lafon, and he also has written the first part, Inside Out 1 in 2015, produced by Pixar Animation Studios for Walt Disney Pictures. The plot is basically a young girl called Riley, how she, when she enters into a adolescent age, how different emotions comes into play in your life, and along with that, how anxiety plays a major role, and how significantly it impacts your life, trials and struggles, and various ways she coping up, ending up difficulties and struggles, how she sailed across these different trials of emotional variations and fluctuations in her life. Maybe this another one line is that it's more of this film coming of age, a genre of teen films. Teen films more unlike more action based. It's more of how each one react to different people by their dialogues and emotional response that is focused here. Unlike more of action per se. Then there are various action movies that we can see. Many of you may be aware about, like Kids, Girlhood, Mustang, Inside Out, The Diary of a Teenage Girl, Mistress America. There are various movies focusing the similar themes of the emotional, focusing on emotional content of the young people. So maybe right now I will hand over a chance to other people. Everyone is trying to act out some of the content in a varied manner, in their own stylish way. So sometimes some of the emotions might appear to have the relation with their own personalities, but that is just merely an accidental, that is a disclaimer. So we wait and watch for the further proceedings.
Friends, welcome. It's so good to have you all here. Do you know who I am? I'm Bluefy. From the preschool show Riley used to watch. Stomp like an elephant, scurry like a mouse, make your way to Bluefy's house. Now, have you all watched the movie?
Hey, who are you talking to?
My friends. Okay, we are here. We have the Riley's council over here to present our movie critique together. At first, they say true happiness can be found in the tiniest of things. So we are here. We have the tiniest man to tell you about the movie.
Woohoo! Good evening, everyone. I am Joy. You don't know how hard it is to be joy. All the time to be happy with all these emotions. I don't know how I survive that. But yeah, we have sadness with us. If you lie down all the time on the floor and just cry about anything, whatever comes. But sometimes sadness also helps Riley. For example, one day Riley was not invited to a party, and she just cried. He just cried. And later on he expressed it and he was accepted for the party. Then we have anger. Anger, you want to say something?
Nothing now, right now.
See, this is his mood always. What to do about it? He's always angry. What are you angry about, George? Oh, angry?
I don't know. Happiness? Joy?
See, he don't know why he is angry about. Apart from that, we have other emotions. Envy, envy, fear. I don't know why he's so much scared about. I didn't you. Who are you? Who are you basically? Which emotion you are?
I am Luffy.
Okay, we have a Doraemon with us. Apart from that, who are you? Oh, she is disgust. You know Riley has got a new hobby, clicking some multiple pictures, scrolling Instagram and doing all the crap nonsense. I don't know. What is your main goal? Disgust?
I'm disgusted by a lot of things.
But anyways, we have got all the emotions to contribute. I think you are embarrassment, right? Okay, so we will not bother embarrassment right now. And where is fear? Okay, we should not bother fear. Anxiety, are you taking your tea, which is anxiety? Okay, so would you like to say something? Sadness, please focus. It's your turn, sadness. Can we give a big round of applause?
Sad, sad, sad. We all feel sad. Let's see what sadness has to tell about the movie.
Let me start with an ironical statement that I'm happy that this movie portrayed me as a not just as a negative emotion. As you all think I'm the person who drags everyone down, but towards the end, the people start to feel.
I know you're supposed to be sad.
Towards the end of the movie, people start feeling that I'm important for emotional depth, growth, and understanding of people. You know what is meant by emotional complexity? That's not as bad as what people think. It's me, by interacting with anxiety and joy, highlights how important it is for deepening the relationship and fostering the integrated growth of people. The joy used to cheer me up by telling positive things I used to do for daily. But even though I don't understand it, I used to note it down in my diary. Let me explain. Let us ask Joy. What do you mean by being ideal?
Being ideal means working for Riley, isn't it? Hey, dude.
Or is there something called ideal?
I don't know. Maybe the psychiatrist can enlighten us.
Can you tell me something? Is there something called ideal? Okay. According to me, being ideal is a hypothetical concept. Here, Riley used to turn adolescent, and she, just like all of us, had to meet external expectations. So sadness represents necessary that being uncomfortable emotion, the daily process the difficult experiences like failure and loss to move away to the idealized self-image. I feel that I have helped Riley to cope up in such situations. So it doesn't mean that you should be fulfilling all the expectations every time. Joyce tries to maintain the positiveness throughout. I appreciate you for that. But it is me that reminds the audience the emotional balance that one should have. Acknowledging that in a way helps in understanding and growing. So what I'm trying to highlight is inevitability of struggle and failure that a person will have in their life. And to be happy all the time is something very difficult, especially in the phase like a complicated phase like adolescence. With all due respect to Mr. John, let me conclude uploading the importance of emotional balance. But there are some grievances that I would raise that the director could have rectified in his next part. Are mostly portrayed in a single mood, blue and melancholy. So that's why I brought a new dress. It's blue. So I can manifest in different ways. Like being sad doesn't mean being sad. It can be a reflection of bitterness. It can be a calm acceptance of truth. So you could portray sadness in a different way. And even sadness could have played a large role in Riley's decision making, like showing how reflection and melancholy often lead to personal growth and better judgment. So thank you all. So Mr. Joy, if I in any way have hurt you, please.
Oh, Stan, now can you ever hurt me? So cute, right? Please give him a big round of applause.
Anger doesn't solve anything, they say. Now let's see if anger has any issues with this movie.
Yes. All right, humans, gather around. I've got many things to say about this movie Inside Out 2. Trust me, I've been waiting to bring this thing out for a long period of time.
First things first, the sequel cranks the emotional roller coaster up a notch, and let's just say my flames are lit all the time. And it's not just because Riley hits adolescence. It's a new battlefield right now. More emotions, more chaos, and lot of dialogues like, "What do you mean I can punch right now when my problem's having?" I thought the team was already crowded. Now they have added characters like envy, embarrassment. I mean, seriously, why do we need envy at all? I'm all dealing with sadness all the time. Who spends 80% of lying in the floor, crying. Not to mention embarrassment. Whenever something happens, she don't have anything to go out of the house again. And in the movie, every 5 minutes, they're switching of reactions like a rapid cyclone. On one moment, Riley is excited something about partying. The next time she gets furious about someone using a phone, someone using a charger without asking. You think I'm bad? Think about others. Who are they? What kind of situations are they in? Just wait till hormones kicks in. Joy is out there trying to keep things bright and sunny. But even there are situations that she can't keep it up. In the heart of the movie, Riley figures out that she's really kind of think deep a lot. But that also means that the job gets even harder. Every time she figures trying out a future, a career, then there is screaming. I scream a lot. I just say, let's pick up something. Don't overthink, which humans do a lot. I always think, why can't humans end up at constantly saying no? It's enough. Don't think a lot. Just stop in between. There's a scene where Riley's phone dies in a concert with her boyfriend, and there's complete full meltdown. I turned the control panel into a volcano. But right, when I am in my element, here becomes sadness saying, let's figure out about feelings. As if I have feeling. There's a scene where Joy and I get stuck in a maze, trying to stop Riley from sending an angry text. I wanted to hit send, because obviously people will know when they are wrong, have to know when they are wrong. But Joy gave me the speech, let's be reasonable all the time, which I hate. Classic Joy things, always making things complicated. But listen, in the end, Inside Out 2 is a solid movie. It's a funny, it's emotional, and it makes you want to scream into a pillow with at least twice. It captures the chaos of teenage years perfectly with enough humor to keep you sane.
Fear gives intelligence even to fools. Now let's hear from Fear.
Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, I can't help but feel a wave of heebie-jeebies wash over me just thinking. Riley is now 13, and puberty is like a terrifying up and down ride without any safety bars. I start off the movie with, a mental checklist in my mind that you have to have helmets, pads, and gloves. And inside Riley's mind is right now anything but safe, and I don't think even this mental checklist is enough for me to get through this ride. So there are so many new emotions over here, and let me tell you, it's not just a little nervousness; it's a storm in there. At first, it seems like in the first movie I was the main one dealing with all the negative and scary emotions, but right now we have another. This one right here, anxiety. So anxiety is now running the show, and it's not just a little nervousness. It's it's all these treacherous teen years that have to be navigated and all the potential dangers that are going to come, and then it takes over, entirely putting all our other old emotions out of the headquarters. Yikes. Okay. So first off, I would like to talk about how the movie very beautifully portrays the personality islands and the core beliefs. And these beliefs are formed from early life experiences, but it's not just about a sense of self making good decisions all the time, like they mentioned in the movie. What defines good? And saying that only good decisions can come out of early life experiences and core beliefs is something that can be a slippery slope. So the movie starts off by saying one good thing is the movie starts off by saying that memories can carry both positive and negative emotions as represented by the different colors on the memory balls. But as Miss Anxiety over here begins to build for Riley at the hockey camp, I could feel my own heartbeat racing. When I saw her starting to anticipate all the things that could go wrong in the camp, what if she fails, what if she embarrasses herself, oh no, it almost seems like, I'm insignificant anymore. So, I think it would have been fascinating for me to see how those memories that were thrown to the back of her mind would have been recalled now and then, and they were only recalled in a wave at the end of the movie. But what about those cringe-worthy moments that we, would rather forget? They do come back at times, which was not shown in the movie. And honestly, it seems a little unrealistic that until puberty, Riley only holds positive beliefs. We didn't see any blue or negative beliefs there. Kids develop negative beliefs too, especially with someone like me, fear, always on alert for danger. So at first, Riley believes she's a good person, but those core beliefs change drastically because this one takes over. The emotions become like, along with the maintenance crew, everyone is going haywire during puberty. It's relatable, yet it was so overwhelming. Teenage issues are depicted so accurately, teenagers scare. There's a scene where Riley and her friends scrutinize each other's facial expressions and try to interpret them. What if they misread each other? What if it leads to misunderstandings? I was on the edge, And when her friends mentioned going away to some other camp for training, oh my goodness, I could see the fear bubbling on her face beneath the surface, but she tried to control it. The portrayal of anxiety is so well done. So it made me feel anxious while watching it. The character fits the role perfectly. That hair, that crazy hair, that constant fear of the look of anxiety on the face. But the line between fear and anxiety blurs at times in the movies. But they clearly mention that I fear of protecting Riley from what things she can see, and anxiety worries about all the terrifying things that are lurking in the shadows. I appreciate how anxiety illustrates the anxious ruminations. It's like watching my own thoughts spiral out of control, like when I'm writing discharge summaries. But when Riley hears seniors gossiping about her, that's when anxiety takes over. And she tends to over-explain everything, like Alvin does sometimes. Eventually, I become so consumed by the fear of failure that, anxiety becomes so consumed by the fear of failure that she forgets who she really is. I mean, I'm here to protect her from danger, but what about anxiety? Anxiety is like a runaway train. It makes Riley unpredictable and not herself at all. I do appreciate how the film attempts to show how anxiety can serve as a protective function. For instance, when anxiety reminds Joy about an upcoming test, highlights how she should prioritize important tasks. But I worry that this portrayal might inadvertently villainize anxiety or suggest that it's merely a nuisance rather than a legitimate emotional response. So we witness a breaking of the core beliefs also, and new negative ones form. The depiction of blue for positive versus red for negative does seem unrealistic. Teenage, definitely has negative beliefs, and watching how hard anxiety pushes Riley to perform at the hockey match, made my heart race. So her internal thought process guiding her conversations is very evident in the movie, and it's very relatable yet terrifying. And I was really, enjoying the stream of consciousness, the sarcasm, and the brainstorm and all those things. It was a very intelligent way of putting it. Anxiety creates newer and newer core beliefs, and the one scene of panic attack that was portrayed so well in the movie, I felt like I was right there with her. Let's talk about Joy. She's still keeping everything sunny and bright while we are all in chaos. But Joy also learns that being just happy isn't enough. You can't ignore all the other emotions. It's like trying to drive a car with one wheel missing, it doesn't work. But by the end of the movie, Joy gets some sense, and the other emotions also team up and help Riley gain her sense of self. But honestly, I'm feeling anxious about how they'll manage it all, find a balance. Can they handle the whirlwind of life? So in conclusion, Inside Out 2 was an emotional whirlwind, and I was feeling anxious throughout. And I do hope that Riley finds that balance before she spins out of it.
Jenny Hauser said, disgust is the appropriate response to most situations. Let's see the response of disgust for this movie.
As discussed, watching Inside Out 2 was a mixed bag of feelings. I'm actually not the disgust in Riley's head, I think I'm the disgust in my own head. So I'll be looking at the movie in that sense. Film expands on Riley's emotional landscape, introducing new characters and complexities that highlight the struggle between growing up and staying true to oneself. From my perspective, it's fascinating to see how the new emotions like anxiety interact with the classic lineup. They add depth to Riley's experiences, especially as she navigates the trials of adolescence. Moments I felt a bit queasy at times were first, Joy's over-the-top optimism. Joy's relentless positivity was exhausting to watch at some points. Her constant drive to keep Riley happy often borders on unrealistic, making her sometimes dismissive of other emotions like sadness and anxiety. It was also overshadowing the importance of acknowledging and processing negative feelings. Awkward interactions. Film portrays typical teenage social awkwardness, which can be cringy, especially during miscommunication or embarrassing encounters. But feeling awkward is also a relevant part of life as it facilitates growth, foster connection, encourage empathy for others in similar situations. Stereotypical characters. Some new emotions or characters might come off as cliché, relying on stereotypes that can feel tired or predictable, like the overachiever, popular kid, quirky best friend, rival. Is Riley actually relatable to everyone? Forced humor. A few comedic bits fall flat, trying too hard to elicit laughs that don't quite land, which I can find here during this session also. Over-the-top physical comedy such as characters tripping or exaggerated facial expressions feels contrived rather than natural. Role of disgust. Disgust plays a crucial role in Riley's life by helping her navigate social situations and make choices that protect her from negative experiences. While role of disgust was entertaining, her character felt less fleshed out compared to joy or sadness. I think we could only see very less of disgust in this movie compared to the first movie, which was played by Mindy Kaling. There should be more, disgust should have played more part in this movie considering it comes to a major role in adolescence.
What are you all anxious about? Up next, we have anxiety, who's anxious to present his critique.
Hello everyone, I am Anxiety. I am not jumping around as much as in the movie because Riley took some clonazepam. So, in this movie, anxiety is the central theme of the movie. As you have heard from all of them talking, more than 50% of the speech is about me. And I looked very small in the movie, but you saw how powerful I can be of the whole situation. And I started off as a protective factor, trying to help Riley understand what all problems can be there. But I ended up overrunning and running the whole show and leading to a chaotic influence for Riley. And as clearly shown in the movie, whenever there was a conflict that I was trying to show the worst possible scenario versus the actual thing and Riley's emotions built up, Riley got panic attacks that were shown really beautifully in the movie. Some people sometimes feel that anxiety had too much of an influence or anxiety was overshown in the movie or anxiety is not this much. They have actually not felt anxiety according to me. So according to me, the portrayal of anxiety in the movie is pretty accurate, how overpowering it is and how it displaces all the other emotions and all the other beliefs and the only anxious thought comes into the picture. And anxiety also was the one which was changing her core belief to that I am not good enough, which was better. The first one was I am good, I am a good person, and just because of anxiety, it is how it got changed, which Joy and the whole team ended up changing at the end. And the end of the movie shows a very clear theme. Joy alone doesn't win, or it is not one emotion. The combination or the cooperation between all the emotions over here only led to the final well-being of Riley, and that's what the movie intends to be. And I'm sure a lot of parents and children called me and told that they understood how anxiety is seeing my part and also seeing the other emotions here. So I would definitely recommend, if you have not seen, to see the movie, and also recommend it to parents and also they can also know how an anxious child is actually is. Thank you.
Do you ever envy others? Let's hear how envious Envy was after watching the movie.
Oh, look at Joy, look at this hat. How beautiful it is. Oh, sadness also. How I had. Oh, I don't have a hat. Oh, look at the embarrassment. She also got a nice hoodie. I don't have a nice hoodie. Oh, look at you all. You're all filled with knowledge.
film, envy is most of the time I think it is portrayed as jealousy in the film. But in short, envy is not just jealousy. Envy have two parts. The one part is jealousy, being looking at others and feeling sad or upset. Yeah, in alliance with sadness, feeling upset about myself that I don't have that. The other part is looking up to others and motivating themselves to move forward and to achieve more. And we can help people to realize the changes they need to make in order to succeed or to be a better version. This is accomplished by seeing the success of others and wanting something similar for ourselves. So, in Inside Out, somewhere this is being portrayed. But I doubt only jealousy part was there more reflected in this movie. That is my critique about Inside Out. Look at anxiety, look at joy, look at only, and both of them were portrayed more in the film than all other emotions were little suppressed is what I feel. See, like what Fia said, we don't come up only at the age of 13. We even come up before the age of 13. But we were only portrayed in Inside Out, not in Inside Out 1. I hope in Inside Out 3 we will get more chance to express ourselves and have an alliance with anxiety and create a lot of other mess which is coming up in Inside Out 3. And I feel that after seeing this movie, you are all able to understand what is there happening in your console, when you are mad, when you are sad, when you are angry. Oh, look at angry face. How huge he is. How nice red color he have. Look at me. I'm short. I have only 4 fingers. Look at him. How he thinks me. How he takes things very easily. Look at me. I always look up onto others and push anxiety to do more things. So in short, Inside Out movie is a very nice movie which you can all recommend to all the children who are coming to your OPD, to the parents who are coming to your OPD, the parents who are having illness. Let them understand what is happening with their children and also let them understand what is happening inside their head also. Thank you.
We all do embarrassing things, don't we? How embarrassed was
One more thing, look at her hair, how good it is, and I don't have hair.
You had hair.
Again, he is going to take the whole platform. You always want that. Oh my God.
Riley, anything for Riley. We all do embarrassing things. Let's hear from embarrassment about the movie.
All are watching me. I am new here, one of the latest emotions in Riley's mind. Social situations are nightmare. There is a party scene where Riley tries to flirt. I was friend and center of that disaster. She fumbled every spilled soda on herself and laughed at wrong jokes. When Riley tries a new outfit for school, she thinks people are noticing me. And when she realizes that she's wearing a mismatched socks, I just wanted to jump off the console room and hide her under desk. Riley makes a TikTok dance video. I begged her not to do that. But now it is there in net. Please don't watch it. All in all, Inside Out is a brilliant and funny that reminds us it is okay to trip over our own shoelaces sometimes, though personally I fear to avoid social situations.
Is there a day you don't feel bored? Only, how bored were you watching this movie?
Do I really have to talk?
Yes.
Fine, okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'll be talking on behalf of an often overlooked emotion. So, for those of you who are not familiar with it, or for those of you who have not watched the movie, so I'm that feeling of listlessness, that stagnation, that comes when life lacks enjoyment or novelty or excitement. So, some might say I'm boredom's deeper, more philosophical cousin, but don't underestimate my importance. especially when it comes to understanding the emotional landscape that is shown in this movie. So when the movie begins, we see the inner mind of Riley. There's the rich mind where emotions like joy, sadness, and anger, they continue to guide her. So, but then as Riley grows up, she faces new challenges and pressures. So here's where I, Onvi, come into play. Adolescence is often marked by, that sense of restlessness and dissatisfaction. As the excitement of childhood fades away into the complexities of adulthood. I make my presence when Riley is questioning herself about what truly matters to her, and when even familiar joys begin to seem a little dull. I'm not as vibrant as joy or poignant as sadness, but my presence can serve as a mirror. I reflect a need for deeper fulfillment, a realization that old pleasures no longer suffice, and maybe a yearning for new meaning in life. So why am I even relevant, especially in psychiatry? So I can serve as a window into understanding, the subtle forms of dissatisfaction, and that this feeling can often underlie conditions like depression or burnout. While I myself am not a disorder, my presence can be a signal that something more profound is at play. So maybe it can be a need for change, a purpose, or reconnection. So in my opinion, I felt the movie was excellent, or whatever. We have all spoken about it a lot. And I hope in part 3 there will be more scenes of me just lying around. And if you see, it's a chance, my subtle presence is a chance to remind that even for us and for Riley, to question ourselves hard questions like what truly matters to us in our life and what brings meaning to our lives. So I end by saying that even the most understated of emotions like me deserve attention. After all, I can help shine a light on the nuances of our patient's inner world. Thank you.
Nostalgia got nostalgic watching this movie. Let's hear from you.
Hi everybody, I'm Nostalgia, I'm an old lady. This is my walking stick. I bring out the joy of good memories and the sadness of losing those moments. But I come even during teenage. I don't really have to come 10 years later after a best friend's wedding like anxiety told me. And when life gets harder, you want to remember the simpler times in childhood. I can help Riley connect to her past and remind her about people and her experiences. I wear rose-tinted glasses because sometimes I remember everything in a better way than it actually was. I'm not just holding on to the past, I can help in the present too. I can help Riley share stories from the past and connect with other people better. I remind her of the good times and help her understand that things get tough at times, but it will be okay because it has always been like that in the past. Also, if Riley has dementia, how sad that she won't be able to remember nice things from the past. She won't have nostalgia. After a few years, I'll come to the console more often. Also, anxiety always tries to send me back to the headquarters. I still try to be nice and say I'll wait patiently downstairs. I stay with the other emotions and will come back at a later time when Riley can experience more complex emotions and can associate her emotions with memories better.
Good afternoon, everyone. So you have met all the emotions.